Some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill.
Good evening, Michael. How are you?
Good, Joe. How you doing?
Doing all right. A little chilly, but gives me a reason to make a hot toddy, so I'm not gonna complain.
And how cold is it in the good old Florida?
Um, it was like 37 this morning.
Really?
Yeah, it actually got chilly last night. So
That, shit, in Florida, that's freezing.
Happy New Year, right? Let's
Yeah.
freeze our nuts off.
We are sitting at 26 degrees Fahrenheit right now.
You win.
Yep.
You win. It's funny, I had family in town, and one of them was complaining way too much about how hot it was. "Oh my god, it's hot and humid." I'm like, "It's not humid. It's unseasonably warm, but you don't usually come to Florida for Christmas and look for cold weather."
What did it get up to 75 for 'em?
Yes, it was gorgeous. My father was in heaven, he loved it, but literally, like, the day my brother left, it dropped 30 some degrees. So I'm like,
Oh,
he
yeah, I was
complained
watching
and
the
it
maps.
showed up. It just waited for you to leave. It's usually how it happens. Usually someone comes down here for the heat and it's fucking cold. And the one time someone wants it to be cooler, no dice.
Yeah.
No
Can't make
dice.
everybody happy. Me, I'm happy with 75.
Yeah. It's the beautiful, perfect winter temperature is back in a couple days, and I will gladly accept it. Mid 60s, low 50s at night. Perfect for 6 to 8 weeks. You can't beat it.
I don't think we're going to get out of the 30s for the next 2 weeks. Well,
It is that time of year. So, Michael, it was, we just had the Christmas season, and people got toys and presents and all that fun stuff. And, there was a subject my brother wanted to talk about with us, but as I, already informed you, he came down with the ick while he was here and,
mm,
wasn't really feeling up to it. So, I thought it was a fun little conversation piece, so I thought we would just, have the conversation without him because why the hell not, right?
oh, yes.
And it goes right along with, childhood so Mike, I wanna talk about toys of the '80s. Some toys the stuff that we drooled over hoping we would get. The cartoons that were, just perfect. The stuff that we always watched, and everything was always a battle of good versus evil, was it not? And if you really
Yeah.
think about it, everything we were on, right? It's left side versus right. There was always and, of course, was it always good versus evil? Which side was which? You
Nah.
always had that weird assumption, right?
Even
You was
Sesame Street, you had happiness versus grumpy.
yeah, yeah. So, Mike, I wanna break down I'm gonna give you 3 different latchkey kid toy scenarios, and we're gonna take these the no holds bar approach,
Okay.
alright? In a true death match, not Saturday morning cartoons match where somebody always gets away. Fate of the universe is on this. Who will come out on top?
Okay.
Alright? Big Bird will always come out on top. Actually, I think Bert will come out on top when it comes to Sesame Street. I have a feeling he's like the Dexter of Sesame Street. Bert scares me. He will kill you all.
All right. What you got first, Joey? Bring it.
All right, let's start with one that I think can go many, many different ways. Me and my brother did debate this one a little bit while he was here, and he wanted to actually be very particular and look at full stats. And I'm like, well, you got to take stats out of this because that's only part of it. It's got to be the way they think, the way they act. How far will they go? And so we're going to go Transformers because my son has gotten into them, and I actually got him an old school OG Shockwave on eBay that he's been dying for, which it's fun to buy him that kind of stuff because he's afraid to keep it in his own room. So he displays them in my office. It's beautiful.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I think it's like a gift for myself.
Oh,
I just
yeah.
don't get to play with. So, all right, Michael, death match Optimus Prime versus Megatron. Only one can walk out. Let me hear your thoughts on that one.
I'm gonna let you take the lead on this, Joe. 'Cause
Oh,
I,
you're going to be that way.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna let you take the lead on this one because I have to get a thought process going. Optimus Prime
Okay.
versus Megatron.
So
Ooh.
here's the thing, right? As I was debating this one with my brother, right? I always look at it, and so he looked up the boxes with that the old original. Remember they used to come in the boxes with the little red thing that so you could read their stats and all that. And
Oh yeah.
if you go blow for blow based on their just straight statistics, Prime will annihilate Megatron, which is kind of shocking.
Yes.
I figured, you've got the leader of A, the leader of B. In my opinion, they should be completely equaled out across the board between one way or the other. But my thing is, okay, so Optimus Prime is stronger. Megatron's got more firepower because the dude is a magnum. I mean, come on. He's a boss when it comes to just blowing shit up, right? But my problem is everyone wants to always have Optimus winning because he's just he's stronger, he's faster, he's overall, I think, a better fighter. So all around, I think he would whoop ass and bare knuckle fight, it would be over with. But my problem is, as I think about the movies my kids would watch and all that, he's usually the one that loses, but it's always because somebody else interferes and he ends up protecting somebody else. So his downfall is usually a third party, right? So we're removing that out of the situation here. So you would think there's nothing to stop him. He should just power through and it should be over with, right?
Yes.
If you're basing on that. Now, other than a very few random situations, Prime usually ends up the one dying or losing either because of his sacrifice or because somebody else pops in and, Megatron ends up getting help from a third party. Or Megatron doesn't get to finish him off because he has some idiots that are his cohorts that get in the way and stop him. But I think if you're going pure death mode in the mind, I think Megatron's the only one who actually has it in him to pull the trigger and totally end Prime. So statistically, Prime's faster, he's stronger, everything, but I think there's still that nugget of good in him that would keep him, or he would hesitate, and Megatron would just take the cake and just end up blowing Optimus's head off.
If you were to equalize the field, I agree with you that Optimus Prime does have that Batman mentality of let live in justice and all run Megatron. But that said, the gangster mentality of Megatron and I mean, are we including his bitch like Starscream in this? Is he gonna come off to the
No, I think
side
it's
and
well, that's usually what keeps him from winning most things, right? Is yeah, someone like Starscream doing some dumb shit, trying to get all
accolades?
the flair for himself. Yes, exactly. So no. There's nobody, no one, Mike, just the two of them. Straight up, no interference from any third party.
Now, I gotta say that I get where you're going. Megatron, he's pretty much just he's got no principles whatsoever other than just murder, mayhem, death control, and power. But on this one, I'm gonna if you just got the two of them lined up back to back, draw it out, full blood match, no interference from Starscream or Bumblebee or anything like that. It's just those two. If you're looking at full on death, I'd have to kind of give it to Megatron because he's a dirty son of a bitch. He would definitely rip a jugular out of a baby if it got him the crown. But
Yeah, I think.
seeing that Megatron does not have the Allspark and I'm sorry, that's I think Prime's principles would kind of go out the window if it became him versus Megatron, it being like a death match for the like end of the universe kind of thing. I'm gonna have to
That's
pull
the
out Prime on this. And then you want to get into statistics, that's fine. But the fact that Prime knows there's more to lose than Megatron has to gain, that's kind of like a booster there. Like
yeah.
getting stupid strong when a crisis happens, kind of thing.
Yeah, I do not disagree with that. That was the only that's the only thing that I think could flip the switch is if it's all the marbles, not just between the two of them.
Right.
If it's just kill or be killed and nothing else, I think he would hesitate, try and takes
Yeah.
it over.
Yeah, if he had one moment of clarity, Prime sat back and go, I don't know if I can be this mean. And that Starscream's gonna laugh at me. But yeah, and then just a blood out. If there was nothing else on the line, but whoever survives, Megatron might take that one because he's a dirty old bastard. But I don't know, man. That's a tough. But if it's for the all bees of wax of the universe, Prime's got it. Really, Joe, it's a matter of situation.
Well, you're right, Mike. And the thing is, if you Saturday morning cartooned it, or rather Saturday evening cartooned it, so it could be sadder in a little more full on death match, what they would do is it would come down to Prime has to destroy them both to make sure nobody wins and the world continues on or some shit like that. Because that's where it would go. There'd be no winner. There'd be two losers,
Yeah. Where they all
because
spark.
yeah, there's always again, it's everything comes down to that third party and you gotta remove them because that's where everyone always gets screwed in these is that third party. All right, so let's go into a third part. Let's go into the next one. You ready? We're gonna move right in
All
because
right.
this is one where I don't think we'll even bring in third parties for it. I think we're safe on this one. He-Man versus Skeletor.
Oh, I take the lead on this one. Skeletor
Go
wins.
for it.
Skeletor
Who?
wins. Skeletor.
Okay, why?
Because if you look at the toy versus toy, they have the exact same muscle mass. And going from the same premise as before, he's as dirty, if not dirtier, than Megatron. And you take away the
Mm,
henchmen. So those two against each other. Skeletor got just as much magic in that staff, that goat staff that he's got, as He-Man does in the Sword of Eternia. Okay, so you got those two going on each other. Skeletor don't care. And he's dead.
right? Can he die again? I mean, I'm sure, yes, but
I don't know, but I know they just recycled the body parts. But muscle for muscle, Skeletor and He-Man were pretty much the same size. They just didn't have power of Castle Grayskull back in one of the other.
well, so that's a good call, and yeah, this is one that I really wanna debate you on, Mike, but my gut was actually going like, I was thinking of Prime for the first one, the good guy would win out. I do think for this one, evil would triumph.
Yes.
For one, and maybe I'm wrong because 'cause I'm just so damn old at this point, I don't quite remember, but I don't ever remember Skeletor having to, like, call on anything to become more powerful to fight He-Man. Whereas He-Man, if he didn't have the power, he was just a little bitch boy with a lot of muscle. He was all show and no go, right? I mean, so, if you take away and it's bare knuckle, as soon as that power's gone, He-Man's done. Skeletor just gonna annihilate him, you
Oh,
know?
yeah.
And, the bearskin loincloth was always a little bit scary for me. I don't know, and the other thing is I'm gonna be honest, 'cause, I wanna keep this one going because it's such a quick debate on this one, and maybe we won't, and we're just gonna move on quickly, but Skeletor has the greatest memes on freaking online and Facebook. They're just I know you've seen a lot of them. They're hilarious.
Oh,
They're
yeah, where he just
usually
runs away.
yes, they're usually super dirty and downtrodden. It's just fantastic. So it makes you wanna love him. I think he's also one of the ones where some people he's just a more engaging character, versus some other cartoons about that era, you can really break it up in different ways, right? Because I mean, I think it's across the board. Other than the cat, everyone in the whole He-Man universe was just way cooler if they were evil.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Come on, Orko. Come
Yeah,
on.
I mean,
Really?
yeah, I mean,
I mean,
Fisto, he
hey, Man
heard
at
that
Arms.
one, right? They're gonna be powerful. They're gonna be, very popular in the new movies.
What was it, Tila? Tila was hot.
Yeah, so I think that's the one where you wanna root for the good guy, but sorry,
Yeah, nah.
I would root for the bad guy, and I'm pretty sure he would take it home because, he's evil, he'll go all the way, he obviously is a fan of death because he's
Yeah.
already dead, and again, he doesn't need a third, party apparatus to actually have full strength, which means any incentive, any he finds is just gonna put him over, you
Imagine
know?
what they had. They had Cyclops. He had Beast Man. Um,
I
what
mean, they
was it?
both had some weird looking.
Iron Jaw or something like that. I mean, they had the coolest evil guys. And if
Yeah.
any of them Orko versus them, the Orko's dead. I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah, I mean, they
sorry, He
both
Man.
had yeah, they both had some pretty good character well, they both had some pretty bad characters, but when it comes to just overall good ones, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm looking up
Skeletor
actual picture.
wins.
Merman, maybe he deserved to die because he just looked like that's a weird looking dude right there. But yeah, man, if I'm going straight up, sorry. Sorry, He-Man, but the perfect German blonde ain't gonna make it out of this one.
No, no,
Don't
and
you
sure
don't
ain't gonna save his ass either because I never got that cartoon at all.
No, 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 no. Okay, are you ready for the next one?
Let's do it.
And now I think you can figure out where I'm going with this one. And Mike, I want you to help decide how deep we go into this one
Mhm.
because this one's a little bit fuzzy. All right. I want to go GI Joe.
All
GI
right.
Joe versus Cobra.
All right.
Now, kind of similar to the last two. If you go straight up one character, if you go Cobra Commander versus was it Duke? Cobra
He's a
Commander was a he's
yeah,
done.
he's a
There's
yeah,
no
he's total bitch.
but so I wanna take like full on fight for the world. They take it all out because they both had some dope battle gear. There's a great mix across the board, you know. But it's also supposedly, if you really go into it, Cobra Commander, even though he's a wuss ass, he's supposed to be a friggin' genius. Like mad. I never read the comics, but I looked into it once. I guess like mad genius,
Yeah.
superstar.
Yeah, he was the brains of the operation, definitely not the muscle. That's where they brought in Destro.
Yeah, he just screwed himself up in some lab experiment. That's how he got all screwy looking, you know, and all that. But yeah, I guess he's supposed to be smart. Didn't have the follow through to go through with it. Now I don't want to go, Mike. I don't want to go back to like all the way out to like the movie where they brought in that weird ass alien creatures and all that stuff.
Okay, good.
All right, let's go with like almost if you had a real world scenario of big group of badasses and a big group of good badasses, and in the middle of it, capture the flag. There's one detonator with all the nukes on it, and only the person still living gets it. Who's gonna get to that?
I'm going GI Joe, Joe.
Jojo.
Uh, I Jojo you. So GI Joe wins only because they are a top secret entity run by the United States government, even though they don't exist, but they do. And we all know what top secret entities do in the United States. They get unlimited funding. So therefore, anything Gojo wants, GI Gojo gets. If they want a new laser cannon, they're getting it. If they want a new satellite system, they're going to get it. The only problem is they got Kroger's bitch ass mind trying to steal it all the time. So G.I. Joe has an unbelievable amount of funding where Cobra has to really, really work a lot harder for their funding for all of their weaponry and tactics and all that stuff. They have to supply henchmen consistently. And if you actually remember any part of the cartoon, most of the people they have of their henchmen are manufactured, whether it be chemically, biologically,
Yes.
or mechanically. Yeah, yeah. Where G.I. Joe goes for straight, pure, hardcore, hard hitting talent. I mean, Scarlet, get it.
I didn't say looks or who kept you up at night as a prepubescent little boy.
No, she was a marksman, marks person.
Right. Do you think yeah, Marvel or Avengers brought what's her nuts in Scarlet in? Or my God, I can't think of her name. The redhead. Black Widow.
But oh yeah,
Looks
that's
a
who it
lot
is.
like looks a lot like some of the G.I. Joe characters.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Okay, well, I don't entirely agree with you, Mike. I
Okay.
think I think Cobra's Black Ops funding might be kind of like part of that money that GI Joe has comes from loans that are taken out from potential Cobra businesses. So there could be some ownership, kind of like, we borrow money from the Chinese or whoever, the Saudis or everybody else in the world that and then we end up giving them some of our shit too. So Cobra could be using some of our own military against us because we like to resell to pay for new stuff. But
Huh?
if let's break it down to a slightly slower level of that, okay? Instead of going full gear, let's just pull out a couple of them, right? Because we're going to go with, if it comes down to it, you're going to have, it's always a key couple people that are going to be there at the very end, right? So what you're going to have, right, is in the hardest one, the fight that'll last for like 16 weeks, is you're going to have Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow
Oh yeah.
just battling it out. I mean, it's so difficult to like really pick one out of that because you got pure good and evil. They're both just, I mean, total. I don't even know if I could say who's gonna win that. I think they might both just die of exhaustion at some point and fall over.
Yeah, and especially if you even go from the toy perspective, because Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow both had their banner years of looking kick ass with all their gear.
Right?
And then it was like they changed up, and the next year Storm Shadow was kick ass, where Snake Eyes was kind of meh.
Right? Yeah. Very, very, very true. You know, so if you're looking at that and you're going at, I'm actually pulling up some names here because I want to get those big key ones against each other, right? So if you're taking those two, we're gonna say we're calling them a draw. They're just gonna fight, and I think they both have a killer instinct in them. Either one could do it at any given moment, but I refuse to put my money on either one of them because I would want to be friends with both of them. They're both dope.
And I agree. And Laura even says they pretty much came from the same school. So
Yeah, right. So, okay, let's go down to your next one. Let's take your Scarlet and Baroness.
uh, Scarlett's got it. Scarlett has
Yeah.
got it in spades only because she is a kung fu badass. Where the Baroness, Ripley, sorry, the Baroness is just a very smart, evil genius kind of person. Where Scarlett is, she's not that she's not intelligent in the cartoons or anything like that, or even the movies, but she has a level of martial arts and weapons expertise that through all the
Yeah,
showings, the Baroness just does not have. She
I
just
agree. Scar's gonna whoop
doesn't.
her ass.
Oh yeah.
And she's a redhead, so sorry.
Oh yeah, gingers win. Sorry. Love you,
Yeah,
gingers.
screw that one. Alright, what about the Chrome Dome Destro versus Roadblock?
Roadblock. Wow.
You know, they're both beefy guys, both all they do is they end up fighting. I think one's more heavier on the, artillery, but I think I would like to give it to Roadblock because he's a badass, but I think Destro is gonna take him out because he's the evil one, and no hesitation. He doesn't need a big bazooka or whatever the hell what this guy carry? What Roadblock carry? Like a
He had
chain
like
gun.
an M60 or something like that. It was yeah, it was a giant
Yeah,
Rambo looking son of a gun thing.
yeah, massive, massive.
I don't know. I don't know. Roadblock might have this, Joe, and let me to expand on this. He always had those cheesy rhymes, not just sometimes, but all of the time. And he had probably pissed Destro off to the point with all those silly one-liner rhyme pieces because he could never talk in just a simple phrase or sentence. That Destro might just get infuriated and lose his cool and start swinging mad into the air just out of pure frustration and anger, like just shut up. And he's just be like, I would shut up, but I don't. I grow up.
One hesitates and the other one just takes him out. Boom! Done,
Yeah,
sucker.
yeah, yeah. And Roadblock's just dancing left and right, going, "What's that, Destro? What you got? You ain't got no flow."
I mean, it would probably be the opposite with, like, if someone brought in Sergeant Slaughter because he wouldn't shut up, and then someone would just, like, cap him. "Ah,
Yeah,
boom, you're done."
if you put Destro and Sergeant Slaughter, Destro's gonna kick the shit out of Sergeant Slaughter.
I
Yeah,
think Roadblock would kick Sergeant Slaughter's ass just to shut him up.
yeah, that might be so. But Destro would
Okay,
beat
so
the shit out of Sergeant Slaughter. Yeah, but
okay, so
I'm
we're
giving it
gonna
to Roadblock over Destro.
agree that the first one is a draw, and we're gonna disagree on number 2, alright? I'm thinking almost second in command, sorry. I'm saying Cobra, you're going that way. I'm cool with that. So, alright, and I had to remember some of these names. I had to look them up. There's a dude named Snowjob. I'm not touching that. Yeah, 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 yeah. He's dead instantly because
He
they
was
made
also a
this fight.
ginger.
Yeah, yeah, a super red guy in all white. His hair would stick out like a sore thumb. He'd be a target. So and I'm trying to think of who would be like your next in command if you're looking at these guys. You got Flint, who literally looks like, key badass. Yeah, he's literally everything you think about when you look at an army dude. He's got the camo pants, the black shotgun, the beret. He is your
Oh yeah, he's like
yeah.
yeah, he was like second in command to Duke, wasn't he?
I think so. I think so. Either him or what are you looking at? Hawk, who's another one, but Hawk
Oh
was like a
yeah, well, it's General Hawk, then Duke was like
yeah,
the second, and then Flint was like the I'm coming up in the ranks, learning stuff, kind of oh, still making mistakes, kind of GI Joe guy.
yeah. But so these are the main ones we always saw in the cartoons. So if we're going with the other guy who was a big one in the cartoon a lot, um, was Zartan. You remember him? The hooded dude with the he actually had that weird like see-through chest plate thing when you had him I remember having him as a kid actually.
Oh yeah,
Um,
Zartan and the Dreadnoughts,
impressive,
and he
impressive. But
had
yeah, he
his
had a
jet
whole
ski called the Chameleon.
biker crew, man.
Yeah.
His his bikers. So if you put these 2 guys down, you got a fully trained, pretty much Army Ranger badass, and then you got a crazy ripped biker hooded, which I never understood the hood that he wore for some reason, because he kinda looked like what's that, what's that video game that's popular last Assassin's Creed. He almost looks like he's like one of those guys, right? With
Well,
the
that's
hood.
easy to explain. He wore the cowl over his face because the sun changed his color. That was
Oh,
part of
he
his
was a college
disability.
Legion one.
Yeah, that's why
Oh,
he wore the
he was
cowl over his face because he had to protect himself from the sun.
okay, okay, that's right. Thank you, thank you. And he was supposed to be like a badass marksman too with like a bow and arrow.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
He was just your all
So
around badass. So I'm gonna give that to him. I'm gonna give that to Zartan.
yeah, I wanna fight you, but I think he would come out with, yeah, he would be more unconventional in what he would use to make sure he won across the board. I think so, I think so.
So I want to expand on the GI Joe versus Cobra thing real quick.
Do it.
What if now this is a conspiracy theory? What if
Uh-oh.
both GI Joe and Cobra were both funded by the same governmental secret entity to fight each other to expand the global military complex and just to keep the whole economy of war going in its own?
With the whole wag the dog scenario type of deal?
Absolutely. Because as we know, I mean, it's not even a huge conspiracy theory, but that still happens to this day.
I would say it is happening, yeah, 100%.
So yeah, totally wagged the dog. Now, that would be cool if it came out that the whole story behind this was there was a new world order, Joe, that was totally
Oh,
overseeing GI Joe and Cobra going at each other just to keep military progress going. I'm about to start some shit.
Mike, yeah, Mike, you come you're like, "Damn it, Mike, we're gonna talk." I mean, that's it's so close to real world that we just don't see it in a pretty cartoon way.
I know,
Would
but
you
as
be
we grow
surprised?
older, we have to look at this stuff. It's like Teddy Ruxpin. Was he just the future of CIA propagandist intel? Was he really spying on us, or were we really learning anything from Teddy Ruxpin? Even though he
Oh,
was
I don't know.
just past our age group, just a little bit past. But I
But we
remember him
were old
being the
enough
hot thing.
well, yeah, but we were the ones that were old enough to know to put the Aussie tape in its back, so it sounded like it was evil.
Yeah, that was pretty badass. I believe my family we did AC/DC or something like that. Yeah,
That'll
that
be
was pretty
yeah,
cool.
that'd be so the theory there would be it doesn't matter who wins, the person who controls both of them wins regardless.
Regardless. And you would have to even out the wins and losses to keep the fight going. So there will never be a winner. There will never be a loser. Hence, was there ever really a winner or loser in GI Joe versus Cobra?
Did anyone ever die?
No,
No,
no.
and they're shooting I mean, they had some of the coolest vehicles. I mean, aircraft carriers, plane I mean, everything under the sun you would ever want.
Yep, the
Things that they've
Bobcat.
only yeah, stuff they've only now created, but they never somehow I don't
Nobody
think
dies.
I can remember anyone dying other than, like, the weird Serpentor or whatever, maybe he was killed at some point. Oh, he did kill a few people 'cause remember he actually, like, threw his snake into people. I remember he hit someone in the heart.
But yeah,
That's like the most violent it ever got, but that wasn't the cartoon. You had to watch it was like the movie.
yeah.
Okay, so you went with what are we at? Are we at about 50-50 now if we're going down there?
Th- I think so. Only because you're dealing with funding versus total outright evil genius of violence.
Action, no hold yeah, I mean, because like, even if you take Cobra Commander on there, I don't think he would hesitate to pull the trigger, whereas
No,
Duke
no, he
would.
definitely would not. He definitely
You
would not.
know, he just never went to have that option. I don't think Duke could do it. He'd be the, "Oh, "I gotta arrest him," instead of the, "I
Roadblock
gotta
would.
just end this." Yeah, he would, Snake Eyes would. I mean, you look at
Oh
some of the
yeah.
lists of these people, and you even start to forget how many of them are out there.
Hmm.
Kind of amazing. The twins, I think anyone could just kill them because they were just annoying and more annoying in my opinion, but weren't they like Corcuson brothers where one felt pain for the other? So,
Oh, yeah.
which one do I
Corsican
dislike the
brothers.
most? I'm hitting his brother.
Now, moving away from battles, good versus evil, going at these toys.
Okay.
Now, I know you know as well as I do that feeling when a new toy came across the TV that was just like mind blowing. You're like, oh my God, that looks like the most coolest thing ever in my life.
Oh
And you
boy.
could not wait to get your hands on, whether it be a buddy of yours or you got it for a birthday or Christmas, and you just could
Mhm.
not wait to get your hands on this toy. And when you did, it sucked. It was probably the most pointless thing that you've ever played with, or it was so complex. They were like, "This is dumb. What the hell did I even ask for this thing for?" You played for like 1 or 2 days, and the second day was just to make sure that you really didn't like it as
Still
much as
didn't
you
like it?
didn't like it the first day. But then after the 3rd day, you're like, "Yeah, this can go in the bottom of the toy box." What was that toy
What?
for you?
Ooh.
I mean, I was looking at a list, and that's where this came from. Is I was looking at like a top 50 list of 80s toys that were out there, And as soon as I saw this thing, that brought up that question. I'm like, I remember that thing. I remember being jazzed about it. And as soon as I got to play with it, I was like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. And
I want to say
all my
like,
friends were the same way. All my friends were the same.
I think maybe pound puppies. 'Cause I remember wanting one of them dogs, whatever, and all that, and then you get it, and you're like, it's fluffy, but it doesn't. It literally does nothing. There's no redeeming quality once you had that dog that your parents wouldn't get you real dog of. It didn't fill that void for me. So that
I
would
agree.
probably be it. I think I would go with that one. I think my parents got me a Cabbage Patch, and it wasn't like one of the kids. It was a Then they come up with the toys, like it was a cat, I think, or something
Yeah.
like that when they started having those. And that was another one where I don't know, maybe it's just because I was a boy and I'm like, it's a doll. I think it's just a hot item and everybody wants one, but then you're like, what is
Yeah.
this? What am I gonna do with
I
it?
I never got a pound puppy. I did get a Wrinkles the dog, though, and I believe my son still has my Wrinkles from the 80's. Um,
Okay, so that it better not be
but
wrinkles then.
no, 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 no. The Wrinkles was he was just kind of like your teddy bear or something. You slept with it when you're a
Okay.
kid. Mine, the commercials came on. It was powered. It was a computer. It was kick ass. It was robotic. It was so space age. And then my friend Timmy Moles got it. And I went over. I could not wait to see what this thing could do. And we messed with it for like 3 hours trying to get this thing to do shit. And after that, we went back to playing G.I. Joe, He-Man, Star Wars. And you know what we used this for? One of their like
I'm afraid.
tanks. It is called Big Track. Look it up. Big
I'm
Track.
gonna
It
look that
had
up.
it had you could program it to do all kinds of things. And the commercial had it bringing a trolley, like a drink to its parents and stuff like that. And it
Oh,
was the coolest thing that you could program little like different things for it to do and go around the house and do things. It was so dumb. It was so complex.
oh, that's funny.
I think we got it to make like 2 left turns and maybe do like a 360 one time. And then we went back to playing with our action figures.
Oh, yeah, that, definitely looks like it's something that you would use with those toys to play with. It would be part of that, yeah.
Yeah,
This is how
it
I'm gonna get
was
a G.I. Joe character from A to B, and that's about all I'm gonna do with it.
yeah, but I mean, if you see a picture of it, you see this keypad on the back of it. As soon as I saw it, that brought back that deep, dark, like disappointment of this was supposed to be the coolest toy of like what ED2 or whatever it was, because it was like sci-fi, computers and
Yeah.
robots. Yeah, it blew chunks.
I love it.
Like, what
Oh
a
my
piece of shit.
Well, just like remember the, I never had one, but I'm trying to think if I even know anyone who did, but like, when Nintendo came out with the glove, what are you really gonna do with it? It was like they put it in movies, but that was as far as it went. Like, what are you gonna do with that stupid ass thing?
Same friends. They were the spoiled friends on the street. It was 2 brothers, Timmy and
Um,
Todd. So they always had the coolest toys. They had, Castle Skull. They had Big Tracks. They had all the new He-Mans, G.I. Joe, Star Wars. But yeah, they were the first ones on the block to have Nintendo with Robbie the Robot.
ooh,
And
wow.
we played with Robbie the Robot one time, and that was it.
Yeah, but all those other ones, if you still had them, you wouldn't hide them. You'd be like, these are so cool. I'm gonna
Oh,
display
hell
them."
yeah. Robbie the Robot is one of my favorite characters to play on Super Smash Brothers. But anyway,
Ugh.
but yeah, it's that Big Tracks was definitely the downfall of sci-fi robotic toys in the 80's. And we just went
Look
back to
how
action figures, man.
Look at how far we've come. Look at how
Mhm.
far we've come. If we're going action figures, Mike, one last one. You got 45 seconds to answer this. Will Splinter kill Shredder? He's TMNT, baby. We're not throwing pizzas.
No.
No? You think
Splinter
Shredder
will not kill
comes out?
Shredder. Shredder's too old school samurai. Splinter is too old and decrepit. Yeah, they try to claim like he's got some Yoda skills or whatnot, but
Not
Shredder is too big, too fast, too martial arts experience, and he's got blades for freaking hands. Come on. There's no way. He's gonna make mincemeat out of Splinter. The only thing Splinter's got
yeah.
going for him is the Ninja Turtles, bro. That's it.
Yeah, I think the only way the Turtles kill Splinter is or Shredder is if Shredder kills Splinter, and then they just go on a rage of
Yeah,
pure
yeah.
death.
Plus Shredder's got Bebop and Rocksteady, so you can't beat those guys.
Well, he's tiny. He could just crawl around fast and rip their nose ring out.
All right, Joe. Most memorable toy you ever got in the 80's
Oh my
for Christmas,
god.
birthday. The one that you were Jones about, that when you got it was a complete surprise, but you were just, if you could get a Woodrow by just seeing it unwrapped, that was your toy.
Oh, Brothers 3.
No shit.
I want video game. I mean, I don't remember as a kid opening an action figure that got me as excited as I did when I got that video game. And I don't think I expected my parents to get it because that was one of the, "Oh my god, I must right now."
Yeah, and
So
those
that
weren't
one,
easy to find.
yeah, that one was like the holy grail that I can remember growing up. You?
Mine was the greatest awesome moment, but also the greatest disappointment of my childhood life in receiving toys and gifts. And I know we sound spoiled and everything because, we grew up in suburbia. We had a great life. But that being said, Christmas time. I don't know if you remember a department store called Gold's. But
Yes, I do.
okay, so it was before Hills took over Gold Circle. But Gold Circle, I'm in line with my aunt. And
Uh,
in the line next to us, it's Christmas time. In the line next
yep.
to us was my grandmother and my grandfather. And in their
Were they
cart,
supposed
they didn't know we were shopping at the same store they were for Christmas stuff. Well,
Okay, okay.
my grandparents were infamous for overbuying for everybody, and they bought the greatest toy. I mean, I can show you pictures, dude. Our Christmases were spoilage nuts, and they were so memorable. And it is a little bit materialistic, but going back as far as a childhood, it was really
It's
really
grandparents.
kick-ass. Right. So we're in line at Gold Circle, and my grandparents pull up the side, and my grandmother freaks out, and she steps to the side. And in that cart, I saw my number one toy at the top of my list that year, the GI Joe hovercraft.
But that thing was dope.
And I, as far as I knew, was the only one that had asked for it on my Santa Claus Christmas wish list, out of my
Oh, no.
uncles who are also more like my brothers.
Yep.
And from that moment on, I pretended like I didn't see anything, but holy cow, was I like jonesing for Christmas morning. It's like, oh my God. Oh my God. Because I never asked for the big things. And I finally asked for a big thing and I actually was getting it. I was like losing my mind for like 3 weeks until Christmas morning. Christmas morning comes, Joe.
You
There's
didn't
no
get it.
hovercraft underneath the tree. Not for me, not for my uncles, not for anybody. And I was kind of like, wow, maybe they had to take it back. So out of sight, out of mind. That's what I figured, is maybe they just bought too much and they had to take it back, because it's just how it went sometimes. Fast forward to summertime. It's
Wait
June,
a minute. So you
July.
wait, real quick.
Mhm.
So you actually you were that okay with it that quickly?
It was a disappointment, but at the same time, it was. I had
You
so
understood?
much fun around me with like the action figures and stuff. It was kind of like well, I mean, you got other nice things.
So you moved
Trust
on.
me,
Okay.
the mystery was still there. Like, what happened? You know. But I never had the balls to ask my grandma, "Hey, what happened to that hovercraft thing?"
Who'd you
Yeah,
give that to?
I don't know that it was one of those things that I knew if I asked, I didn't know the outcome, nor did I want to find out the outcome of that question. So I just
Yeah,
kind of let it die.
you let
So
it go.
fast forward to say, I want to say May, June, or July. It was summertime.
Yep.
And my uncles and I were down in the basement. We're still kids. It's that following Christmas in the 80's. And we're moving some wood down in the basement, where my grandpa had his wood shop. And we moved these pieces of wood. Behind that wood chip sat the G.I. Joe hovercraft,
Oh,
unwrapped,
man.
hiding in the basement. My grandparents forgot about
Unwrapped as in, like, it was
it. It
wrapped
was
in
still in
wrapping
the
paper?
box, not even in wrapping
Unopened.
paper,
Oh, not even
unopened.
wrapped.
It was just sitting in the box, untouched, unwrapped, no name on it. And my grandmother had already thrown away all of her Christmas lists, obviously, because now it's summertime. Her bookkeeping was
Yeah.
done. And my Uncle Steve and my Uncle Ed were right there. I was like, "Bonjour, bonjour." Start freaking out because it was there. I ran upstairs and I asked Grandma, and she's like, "Well, I don't remember who it was for." I'm like, "I was the one that asked for it." My Uncle Ed, I love you, Ed, sat there and like, "You don't know who it was for. It could have been for me. It could have been for Steve. So it's pretty
No.
much for all of us." I'm like, "Oh man, twice, heart shattered."
Oh, you gotta share.
So I had to share. I couldn't even claim ownership of that kick-ass toy. But
Oh,
yeah,
that is
that was my little spoiled, like, funny, disappointing yet awesome moment at Christmas. But I
that's
still got to
awesome.
play with it. I was happy.
Did it did it stay at the grandparents', or did one of you actually take it home?
I know it stayed at grandparents. Yeah.
Okay, so no one got full ownership of it.
Oh no, my uncles mainly did because they lived here.
Well, yeah. You got the
I didn't get to
shaft.
take it home to mom and dad and go, look what I got. Oh, no, it's take it. Sons
That's
of bitches. They knew. Those sons of bitches knew. That was mine. They knew.
Mike, they still know to this day.
I know they know. And over some beers, they still like, nah, man, I don't remember that at all. Like, you guys suck.
You didn't ask for shit, Mike.
They won't even, Joe, they won't even give me closure to this day. That's all right. I still love you guys.
I had that dream again. My small business needs to hire, but I don't use LinkedIn, and I hire wrong. So then I'm doing IT, and when I go to plug the servers in, they become sentient, and they won't let us access our network unless we forward their chain emails and memes to more and more and more people, and then I wake up.
Don't let hiring nightmares ruin your dreams. LinkedIn Jobs' new AI assistant finds and invites best fit candidates to apply so you can discover talent you may have missed. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/quality. Start hiring today with LinkedIn.
Well, Mike, I hope you got everything you wished for this year.
When we're pushing 50, you know,
Then
I
there's
wish
not
my
much to
dog
ask
would
for.
stop barking. But at the age of 50, you know as well as I do that the gifts don't have as much shine as they do as just waking up in the morning and smelling fresh air
True
and
that.
being able to look at the people you love and you're on to another day. So, I mean, I did get some cool stuff. I'm not going to turn my nose up at any good treats or delicious cocktail medleys that somebody had found me. But yeah, when we get this age and somebody asks me what do you want for Christmas and I say dinner, that's yeah, I made it to almost 50 so far. Same as you. It's that itself is a
If I want it,
kick-ass gift.
if I really want it, I probably already bought it.
Yeah,
Or I
yeah,
can't afford it, neither can you. So you ain't gonna
yeah.
buy it for me.
Which in that case, my parents feel compelled. I'm like, give me some gift cards so I can get closer to my goal.
Right? Hey, you see this nice Maserati on the street? I'll take one.
But yeah, I will be honest. The gift of the bourbon this year, handing that out, I was me, my brother Jake, his girl Becky, my mom, and myself. Or it's not even like a half shot for everybody. No rocks, no nothing. And we all took one
Straight.
sip of that straight rye, Angel's Envy, and it's whoo. And I raised my glass on Merry Christmas, Joe.
I wanted to keep you warm.
Oh man, it cleared the sinuses real quick.
Beautiful. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, you saw a picture. I got a new coffee maker that I will use exponentially throughout the entire year.
Oh, that is a
Many
pretty
times.
thing.
Yes. Anything that makes me caffeine makes me happy.
Hell yeah. I think that's a
All right. Well,
probably
Michael,
yeah, an
go ahead.
espresso. I got some pods, bro. Lots of them.
When you'd love the coffee easily as much as I do. You might actually love it more, which is impressive.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Mhm.
addicted.
It just makes me happy. It's part of my day that, best part of waking up is knowing I don't have Folgers in my cup.
How do you like
I want something that tastes good.
Joey? Oh,
Oh boy.
sorry. It's the Angel's Envy.
Well, hey, remember, it's still early. You got like 10 hours you gotta stay up, Mike, so take it easy. Don't overdo it.
I got time for a nap.
Perfect.
I'm gonna go in
Yes, you
the
do.
kitchen and play some fire with some with that fire, Joel.
Knives and fire.
I'm not on fire. All right, sir. Ladies and
I will
gentlemen,
talk to you. I'll talk to you next year.
happy New Year, everybody. Love you, Joe.
Love you too, Michael. Have fun. Be safe.
You too.
Word up.
Bye bye.
Catch you soon.